Welcome back to the Race Spec Esports Season 2 Pacific F2 Series. I'm your host, commentator for this evening, Curving Texas. Tonight we are racing in Belgium at the Spa International Circuit, and I'm sure this one is going to have quite a few entertaining moments. Last week we saw Zach Crichton steal the show in the feature race and then the gaming wafer run away in the sprint race. Will we have a new driver emerge on top this week? And will that Drivers' Championship change up after this round? Slowly closing in now after the last few rounds with the results from Toddy. And I think Spilly and Schmidt are definitely pulling in there. I'll get the standings up just now. Also, just let me know, obviously, I have had some issues with my mic and stuff, and I haven't quite been able to get it correct, but just, let me know on that one. Also, let me know if you got any predictions as well, or any questions about things going on with this championship. But yeah, I'll give you a rundown of my predictions and obviously some of the track stats as well in a little bit. Unfortunately, Expert couldn't make it again tonight. He's been called into work, but bless the essential workers there, and he's got to do what he's got to do on the front line for us all. So at the top three now covered by 10 points. Toddster on 174 with Schmidt and Spilly just behind, both tied 10 points off on 164. Pure Gold fourth spot on 141 with Plebs moving up to fifth on 135. The Gaming Wafer in sixth with 130 and Crossy in seventh also on 130. Then we've got a gap back to Kickbutt Kiwi on 58 in eighth. Ninth is Breno. Zach Crichton moves himself up to 10th after racing in his second race weekend and getting some really good points out of that one. So we'll see where he can end up after all this. Might be a bit of a stretch to see him come back and fight for that kind of top 5, top 4, but it'll be interesting to see. Then we've got Iceman in 11th, Dre in 12th, Toes Rudy in 13th, Iconiq 14th, VSL Roscoe Arm in 15th, BKXI and his teammate Big Dong are both on 10 points in 16th and 17th. Stone Tal in 18th, Romy Alonso 19th, Proximity Ross 20th, Alex 96th and Zed in 21st, and to Lunacy in 22nd with 1 point. So we're just coming in here to the start of the qualifying session. Still waiting on a few drivers obviously to load in here, but have we got many new faces for tonight? Not that I can see, so I'll try and jump up to... Who's a chance of leaving? I'm sure Zach will move up enough. Gaming Wafer leads through, but Dre also there. Crossy has got the lead out of the first corner, so a nice line through there and a good drive is key to getting a nice run up the hill and down the Camel Straight. And this is the real Camel Straight, not the one that was at Silverstone a few weeks ago, according to me. So we've got Crossy, Zach Crichton, the two Univirtuosi drivers in third and fourth. Schmidt's just jumped them all, so I'm not sure if we've got some issues there with connection or anything, but yeah, that's an interesting one. Got anyone that's... Spilly's down in 11th and Gaming Wafer's also down there, so they'll be looking to try and get it going, but Zach Crichton moves into first there. Schmidt's actually lost 2 spots then. Ooh, a little bit of a lock up there, but still pretty tidy, I believe. Toddster's just moved himself up into third there as well from like 6th, so Obviously a nice run through that chicane. This is going to be close, I reckon, here. It's not a bad line there. I think Crossy might hang on to this one. Ooh, back end steps out a little bit, but Zach Crichton beats him by a tenth. Exactly a tenth. And then we got 2.5 tenths back to, I think it was Todster in third position. We'll have a look through the results in a second. So, Zach Crichton first there with a 57.688. 1/10 behind him is Crossy. Then we got Todster in third. XJ Schmidt in fourth. Gaming Wather moved himself back up into fifth. Pure Gold in sixth. Iceman seventh. Spilly in eighth. Plebs in ninth. BK in 10th. We got Breno in 11th, Kickbutt Kiwi 12th, Gold Gloves 13th, 14th Proximity Ross, Stone Towel in 15th, VSR Roscoe Arm in 16th, to Lunacy 17th, 18th is Dre, and we've got Alex and James Cruz bringing up the rear. Unfortunately, their laps weren't counted towards the end of that session. Racer was the you don't have a prediction, because that's really hurtful if you didn't have a prediction. My prediction for this one is, I think someone's going to get in front of Zach early on, and that'll cause him a few problems there, because that's what they need to do. Obviously, we saw in the feature race last time, they gave him space and he went back into the lead and then just ran away with it. I think towards the end it actually was pretty close on penalties, but still, yeah, you got to try and win it on track at a place like this. I think there's a few spots you can get penalties, and obviously there's a good chance you're going to spin. Okay, that's all right. I thought Banana was going to be... Okay, so Spilly has just informed me that there's going to be rain in 6 to 8 laps. That is interesting. Fair enough, Jamie. That's unfortunate to hear, obviously, with family reasons, but hopefully you stick along for this one, because I'm sure it's going to be a really good race here, and I think the lobby has broken, which that's not unusual. Big F. I wasn't even watching. I watched one car drive off and then I just didn't see anything. Alright, so nice little test there. I'm looking at some people's feet. Zach's got it sideways. Let's just watch this lap anyway. We'll go on board with him into poo on here. And he's absolutely poo on that corner. I don't know enough names to this track, so obviously we'll just say this is another corner. I'll look them up in a second. I haven't even done the track stats yet. I've got them up, but I just haven't done them. I like this interaction, guys. I think this is nearly more comments than I had the whole last race, so keep it going. Keep them coming. I can't see him yet, but... Yeah. Well, Banana, obviously I'm pretty upset with that. I think that's a bit of a rough decision there. if only someone's internet had dropped out earlier, then I could sneak you right into this next one. Hey, guess what? I'll do it as well. I'll send you an invite to the new session. Don't tell anyone. Shh. This isn't broadcast to everyone. Zach has just been disqualified for parking on the grid and waiting for the other drivers to get around on the formation lap. So, as usual, and this is just quality. So Crossy and Alex are still just driving around. Oh, okay. Well, I just saw it bucketing down with rain, so it started to rain already. So it would have lasted like a lap before it started raining. So there you go. Which is interesting to know. Unfortunately, obviously, when we get in this new session, it's just gonna, it's just gonna be different weather, which is very unfortunate. Hopefully, Matt goes and makes it. Yeah, I feel that banana. I would eat for you too, but I Racer, that's not really the comments I was after. I was going to mention that. I don't even remember if I did. I might have. But, Jesus Christ. Sorry to all our religious viewers. I will not use such language. And I will not use those names like that. I will use Banana's name instead. Can't wait to probably not get invited to this session though. That'd be top, hey. Imagine if they started the session without me and I was just here commentating the menu. Let's go to the showroom and have a look at some of these cars. I feel like they don't use those ones, but I'll just click on them. Where's old mate's name? There he is. There he is. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? So I know there's a few teams that have like obviously different sponsors per driver, such as Carlin. Delatraz has that, like the lime green, which I like more than the red on it. The ARTs, obviously Mazepin has Russian stuff on it. Those ones, different sponsors but same sort of livery style. This is the one that got me in the first thing. I was like, okay, cool. And those two keep changing which one they're driving as well. So I have to figure that out as well. Not that it really matters. I've got a whole menu there to help out. Promos are the same apart from obviously Mick Schumacher having the Ferrari stuff on there. Sauber Junior team is yep, same with the Ferrari thing. Yep, obviously Renault backing for Jack Aitken in that one. Yeah, BWT Renault backing again for rest in peace Antoine Hubert. And then these ones are just them. I look at that car and I instantly just think Spilly because obviously he drives it. Give me something to talk about, anyone, while I wait for an invite. Jamie, enjoy your dinner. I hope you make it back for this one. An invite. Cool. I wonder if someone can't make it. Banana. I better click the right button. Actually, either way. This is for you to use if you get the chance. If not, I suppose you can just spectate anyway, but you can't steal someone's car. I won't allow that. And I'll get in trouble. Let's talk about eggs. What kind of eggs? What came first, chicken or the egg? As much. Oh, it's just disappeared. There it is. How do I like my eggs done? You're welcome, banana. I was actually going to get you to commentate with me tonight, but I thought you were racing, so I didn't. I like my eggs done. I prefer poached eggs, to be honest, out of everything. Poached eggs, if you can get like eggs Benny. Oh, mate, nothing better than eggs Benny. What do we got? Eggs are pretty interesting though. You gotta, how many different ways can you cook an egg or turn it into something? What else can you do that with? Crazy. Alright, so, I don't know, I did say my predictions. I want to hear your predictions. Ryan, I want to hear yours. Racer, I want to hear yours. And Banana, I want to hear yours. Eggs for DNA America race. Alright, well, I'm going to read out the track stats because why not? So the circuit length is 6.976 kilometers. We have 19 turns around the track. Obviously the track is a clockwise circuit. We got some overtaking hotspots into the last chicane. Obviously from the first corner you get a good enough run. DRS down the Camel Straight, and then I think it's, if I'm right, yeah, and then into turn 7 I think it is, or something like that. Alright, so will we... Wait, why are we qualifying again? This is strange. I don't know how I feel about this, but okay. Anyway, back to the front. We've got Pure Gold and the Gaming Wafer first and second. They'll both be happy with how this one's turning out. Zach Crichton down in 10th, he won't be happy with that. Roscoe looks like he's come up way more than he was prior to this as well. Iceman moves himself up into the lead there. Lunacy is retired. I guess it is what it is, but down we come about, what's this, sort of like almost halfway around the track. Probably not, it's a little bit further. Roscoe Arm retires as well, so James is going to be happy with this. He's definitely going to move up some positions here. Alright, I've got some predictions in. Banana Cake Pie P1, Banana Cake Pie P2, and Banana Cake Pie P3. I will one-up you on that, and I think you'll get the fastest lap as well, Banana. Racer says that Zucchini, aka Zach Crichton, will get P1, P2 Schmidt, and P3 Plebs. Ryan has said P1 Spilly, P2 the corner cutting wafer, and P3 Pure Gold. So between those predictions, none of you's repeated a driver's name, so that's slightly interesting. Sorry, I wasn't even actually watching the session. Pure Gold goes top and with a brilliant lap. That was, I'm pretty certain it was faster than what Zach did. I think he did a 57.688 if I'm not wrong. But yeah, so this will be good for him. He's sitting 4th in the championship. He needs some points, so he'll be happy with that. Crossy P2, I'm pretty certain that's where he was last time. Zach in P3, obviously starting 1 row back, but not too far out of position. I think Todster was up there last time, and Schmidt as well, and they're both further down the grid. So yeah, we got Pure Gold, Crossy, Zach Crichton, Spilly, Gaming Way for Iceman, Breno, Plevs, XJ Schmidt, Todster, Stone Towel, BKXI, Kickbutt Kiwi, Proximity Ross, Alex, Gold Gloves, Dr. Dre, James Cruz, and then Roscom and Lunacy 19th and 20th. Who was the other driver? Oh, it was Alex, that's right. So Alex has made up a few positions there. He'd be maybe a bit happier with that. I'm not sure. Sometimes when you're in the pack here, it's not very nice. So maybe starting towards the back is key. Jack Preslin has said the Stone Tower surprise podium, I reckon. I think that's not a bad qualifying session for him. So he might have some pace around here. That he'll definitely be looking for some good points. That car, obviously, recently they've sort of stepped up their game a little bit, those two drivers. A little bit more consistent, which is what we like to see there, and we like to see a few teams spread throughout the points rather than obviously some dominating and some not. But yeah, so the session's broken again, isn't it? No, don't worry, we've got 6 seconds. It's alright. If it breaks, I'm watching this. Oh, brilliant. P1 to Marco Botta. I think Marco would actually probably do alright in the F2 series. It's a shame about what happened to him. I thought he was a classy driver, and I wish him all the best on his future endeavours in whatever series he races in. But yeah, so what else can I talk about this? I've had a lot of time to talk about things. There you go, there's one. Someone on the grass, pretty certain that was probably Zach. Likes a bit of lawn mowing out there. Just, obviously we've seen a few cars go off there, I believe. Is that the spot where Alex Albon went off to overtake someone? I can't remember. I think it was on that straight. So it's good. We got a few little predictions going on here. So I said that I think Zach would obviously need to be slowed down at least a bit. Pure Gold's got some pace here, so this will be interesting. But obviously, I think it's going to be Schmidt's back in the pack. Todster, you can't ever count out Todster. Jesus Christ, Zach again, I'm pretty certain. You can't count out Todster. It doesn't matter where he starts, doesn't matter where he is. He'll always end up pulling it back through towards that front kind of group at some stage in these feature races. Another man to keep your eye out on, I reckon. I think Iceman's going to have a good race here. So don't be surprised if he gets a podium or something here. Obviously, he's gaming away for his teammates, so the closer those guys are together, the more it's going to harm them, blah, 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 and whenever. But yeah, so that's the one thing I wanted to look at. The tyres. Mediums for most. And we've got Iceman on the soft in 6th spot. Plevs on the softs in 8th. Kickbutt Kiwi on the softs in 13th. Proximity Ross softs 14th. And Dr. Dre on the softs in 17th. So both the Prema drivers there going for the softs. We've got a few teams that have got half and halves. Obviously, the Gaming Wafer and Iceman splitting the strategies there. And I think Todster and Kickbutt also splitting strategies. So what are we looking forward to here? I think we're gonna see. I think we'll actually see a safety car, which we have been missing from some racing recently. So that'll be interesting to see what goes on here in terms of the safety car. All right, so the cars are lined up. The lights are Not quite on. They haven't found the switch yet. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. A lot of smoke. Can't see half the cars. I think Pure Gold's done well enough. He's going to lead that into the first corner. I think we're going to have some contact there from further back. Looks like everyone made it fairly cleanly through there. But we've got some 2 wides back there. I can definitely see Schmidt and Iceman side by side. But Pure Gold holds his position here. Look, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. So Zach up into P2 here behind Pure Gold. And these 3 have got a little bit of a gap to Spilly. Not much, but obviously... Oh, we've had a spin or something at the back, and it's Dre and Alex. And Lunacy as well. And James Cruz obviously got caught up with Lunacy there by the looks of it. But yeah, so unfortunate for Dre there. And I believe he's starting on the soft, so it could have been a lot worse if he was starting on the mediums. But yeah, that's going to hurt him. Doesn't look like it's got any damage. Oh, we've had another spin there for James Cruz. Oh, and that was very dangerous. Dre and James both lucky to get away with that. So back to the front. Pure Gold here in first. Zach Crichton in second. Crossy third. Spilly fourth. Gaming Way for fifth. Iceman sixth. So he's held that off from Schmidt. Todster and Kickbutt both 8th and 9th. And unfortunately, Plebs has gone way back. He's back to 13th. So not exactly sure what's going on there. Spilly now. Will he have a look into this last corner? I think Iceman's going to have a look here on his teammate. He's taken a wide line there and he's going for it. No. Wafer holds that one. So the train starts to form here. With Pure Gold at the front of it. Is he going to want to just control it for now from the front? See how everything turns out. Bit of a gap there now. Not sure whether Zach had a bad run up there or not, but obviously he's slowly pulling it in. We'll have a look here at Spilly. Obviously no DRS yet. Now, Iceman has just moved past his teammate as well, up into 5th spot. Obviously on the soft, so he needs to take advantage of that as soon as possible and make up as many spots as possible. But that's the thing, the 2 promo cars, 13th and 19th, both on the softs, and they've done the opposite of what they needed to do on these soft stint, and that's get through the pack as much as possible and try and clear some of the traffic. I can't tell if I saw a flag waving then, but honestly, I don't think it was anything. Still fairly consistent here at the front. Nothing changing too much. Although Gold Gloves is up to 10th. That's a really good start from him. I almost said actually before the start of the race that Spilly might have this easy because he's not going to have to worry about his teammate too much. But Gold Gloves proving me wrong that he can get up there and obviously try and get some good points here. He just needs to stay a bit cleaner. Not with other drivers necessarily, but just himself. He does... make a few mistakes here and there. So on the mediums as well, that is very impressive. So just keep it going, mate. You got points coming here, which will be very nice to see. Kick butt. Oh, and Stone Towel almost up the outside of him there. Oh, and there you go. Unfortunately, commentator's curse directly on that one for Gold Gloves in the background. No contact with anyone. Breno's lost his wing. He's coming into the pits and that's really hurt him. He started 7th, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame there for him. I think he still had enough pace here to try and stick with this group that his teammate is in. Zach round the outside. Is he going to hold it? They're still side by side, banging wheels. Pure Gold takes the line real tight there, and he hangs onto the position. And Crossy looked like he was going to go for it there, but he didn't. He tucked in behind Zach. But yeah, that's obviously a nice little battle there. And we got a 6-car group sort of formed here at the moment at the front. There's a gap back to Schmidt, but Schmidt and Todster, they're the ones that I predicted to come through the pack and up to the front. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Then we've got a big gap behind Todster, back to BK, and then another gap back to Kick Butt Kiwi. So BK on his own at the moment, but he'll be looking for some points in this series. Now, I'd say if it's a medium to soft / soft to medium thing, obviously one stop, most of them, we're going to see probably about like 8 or 9 laps on the medium. So you might see the soft runners in soon, either lap 4 or lap 5, I'd say. Zach is getting very close, and Spilly, I think in the background, he's gone to the outside there. He's got the, he does back out of it. The move on Crossy there. These guys slowly catching up. I see Schmidt and Todster in the background. They, like I said, they'll be looking to work together to get up to here and hopefully not battling each other. So as we come out of the first corner, we head down the hill, down into Eau Rouge. And there we go, up Radeon. And the gap looks pretty consistent. They've got DRS now as well, so there's, yeah, I think Spilly's the danger man here coming into Crossy's kind of race. Oh, but a bit of a lock up there as I move on, and Gaming Wafer has gone past Iceman, and Todster's also gone past Jay Schmidt, so they did battle, but they used each other there because they've closed right up on this one now. Oh, and there's a bit of a... So Iceman's struggling here. Has he got any damage? Did he make contact with his teammate? I think he did. I think he's missing an end plate there on the right. He is. That's a big shame there. So I'm not sure exactly what went on there. I missed that. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's a bit of a shame for him. He was having a good race there, obviously up with his teammate, and unfortunately, those things happen. Now there's a bit of a gap in between those guys, and that's only going to help hurt Todster and Schmidt as well if they get caught out in this one. Zach now closer than he was last lap coming through here as well, so I think we might see another move here, or an attempt at a move. This will be interesting. It's going to be under 3/10 as they come around this corner. Will he dive to the inside? I reckon he's going to try and go. No, not close enough. Schmidt's moved back past Toddy there as well. Oh, they're all bunched up, and that's because of the damage with obviously Iceman, and Iceman's almost lost the rear there. This is only helping BK out, surely. He'll be slowly closing these guys in again. And we've seen a dive there. Oh, yep, Schmidt and Thompson obviously both passed. First pit stop in Plebs, which is probably a good call. He's going to want to go for the undercut, get some clear air and try and make up time so he can jump the cars in front of him, because that start of the race just wasn't what he was after here. And Zach goes to the outside, and he's going to move up into first spot. In the background, I can see Todster and Jay Schmidt side by side. Zach holds the move and into first place here. And Todster hangs on to that one against Schmidt as well. So we've seen a few overtakes across the board here. 3-second penalty for gold gloves. Unfortunately, after that spin early on, that has not helped him out. Will Todster and Jay Schmidt be able to pull this 2.9 second gap into the Gaming Wafer? These guys are going to be using each other's DRS, using each other's toe down the straights and through the longer bits of the track, like that back sort of last sector there, because the toe definitely does bring you along really nicely through there, even though it's not as straight. It all works well. Crossy's dropped out of DRS here on Pure Gold, so he'll be looking to make that one up there. And Zach is looking to bolt. That is a very wide line there. My word. You do not want to get caught out with those tyres there, because that can be the end of your race and the end of the car behind you's race, because we've seen some spectacular ones at that corner. These two have broken it. They're out of the barrier here. Zach and Pure Gold looking like they're going to be the ones to pull away in this first stint here on the mediums. Crossy slowly just dropped a little bit behind. He's trying to pull him back in as much as possible. Iceman into the pits now. He'll fix that wing. And Tots has pulled in half a second on Gaming Wafer there. Race has nailed it on the head though. You're right about BK. He's doing a good job at trying to get that pole position for the next race. Bit of strategy. Never hurt no one. And Pure Gold back into first. And Spilly's also gotten through there as well on Crossy. So he knew he needed to make that move. He couldn't let Zach and Pure Gold get through. Get away as such. So that's an early move on Crossy there as such, after seeing the gap starting to form. And there's a gap behind. Obviously, Gaming Wafer's dropped back. He's on his own now. Schmidt and Toddy both changing positions pretty much every lap with that DRS, but hopefully, for their sake, that's going to pull them back in to the pack ahead. But I think you'll see them thrive in that last kind of stint on the softs. And Crossy's all over the back of Spilly again here. Banana has run out of ice cream as well. That is a shame. Also, Roscoe up from 19th into 9th as well. The MP Motorsports cars 9th and 10th at the moment. So that's tremendous stuff from those two. So we've had a few pit stops here. I think we've had 5. Is it 5? No, it's 6. Yeah. So Kickbutt's the leader out of those guys that did pit. Everyone on the mediums now, obviously. Who will be the first one on the mediums to stop as well? I'm just going to jump back up to the front here. Todster, I think Todster and Schmidt will probably change positions again, but that's just how they're working together there. It's down to 1.8 now, so Zach looks like he's got a good enough run. I think Crossy's going to do the same thing up here. As soon as they hit that DRS, they're going to be going past. But these two need to play it smart here. We know that obviously you do want to fight, but you don't want to fight yet. If it's going to cost them, they don't want to fight as such right now. So we've seen 3 overtakes out of those first 7 cars down that straight there. So it just shows you how good the toe and how good the DRS is down that straight. It really can help you out, because I think both were about half a second behind and both have ended up in front and comfortably had to, just obviously hold on to that position, not fight for it either. So 1.7 gap back to Crossy now from Pure Gold, and Spilly also still just sitting there with Crossy, working with him, trying to get him back into this one. But it's going to come down to that pit stop, and also which lap you come in. I think you'll see Zach probably come in, not yet, but I think he'll nearly be the first of the drivers in. We see him come in early a lot in the other series, so very wide line again from Zach there. Obviously, you can use as much of that curb as you want and get away with it as well, but a driver of his talent, it's not an issue for him most of the time. Unlike us mere mortals, we can have issues at that corner. Zach in a little bit deep there, so I think he's going to lose out to Pure Gold coming onto this front straight. And there you go, the first of them in, Crossy and Spilly in together. So they'll be looking to get out and work with it. Gaming Wafer, Todster all in as well. So just keep an eye on that one. Obviously, no double stacking between those cars. Have we got anyone else that's going to follow them in a bit later? I think this might hurt Schmidt the most here, because he's not going to have any help with him down the straight. So yeah, that's unfortunate for him, but an extra lap and an extra lap of those softs. I think this is surely that's a bit early. They've done 7 laps on them. They've got to do 6 on these softs now. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. 12 laps. Yeah, right. Nice one. 6 laps on the softs is still a lot of time. So they're caught up in traffic here. Obviously, they're going to get past pretty easy down the straight here, surely. You'd expect, but... Oh, they're going to go 3 wide here. Unfortunately, it wasn't a reenactment of what we've seen down that straight in... Oh, here we go. He's squeezing. Spilly looking to get the move done here. These two don't want to be doing this. They're going to be losing out. And in the background, you just see Gold Gloves to go off there and almost collect Wafer. But Wafer did pick up a penalty then, I noticed. So, Crossy hangs on in front of Spilly there, and he's the first of the cars that are pitted. We've got Alex in between Wafer and Toddster there, who have also pitted. Plebs, where's he? He's in 14th. He has pitted as well. So a little bit further back, and obviously Kickbutt Kiwi in 13th. Sorry, he has pitted. So we'll just go back to the front here. Will we see these guys come in? Will we see them come in together? Will we see one stay out? I think Pure Gold stayed out a bit longer than everyone last week, and there you go. So Zach is in, and Pure Gold has followed him. I think Schmidt's got to follow him at this point as well. Yeah, he does. BK, the two, they're going to struggle here. One of them's got to stay out, and unfortunately for Stone Towel, I believe it's going to be him, because Mahavir Raghunathan has come into the pits to make that pit stop onto the softs. Now, let's watch this. I'm going to watch this from Crossy's point of view. They're coming through this last sector now, last chicane now. Now we've seen Zach's exiting his box, and Pure Gold also exiting his box there. Where is this all going to happen? Have they pulled in the gap? I'll tell you what, they've pulled in the gap here, I reckon. They sure have. It's under a second. So this is one big group of 4 now. Oh, that's a little bit wide there. And Spilly's going to have a good run here. He's pulled out of the toe very early, though. So obviously he's going to have to fight with it for DRS here, but Crossy's got the inside line. He's going to hang on to that. Toddster moves up past Gaming Wafer into 5th there, and he's dropped Schmidt. Obviously Schmidt staying out that lap longer. It's exactly what I was saying. He didn't have any help around on that in-lap, and that's hurt him. Plebs has moved past Kickbutt Kiwi on the first runners on that medium strategy, and he's fighting with Kickbutt, obviously, and BK. And then you got Iceman behind him. And Iceman did have to change his wing. So Zach is looking to bolt at the front. 1.1 seconds ahead now of Pure Gold. And will we see Crossy and Spilly pull it in here on Pure Gold? Was that DRS in the toe the only thing keeping Pure Gold in this one? He's not out of it yet, though. Like, he's out, but he's not out of it. He's pulled it back in. It's going to be probably all right, I'd say. He is. He's back in it. Crossy's the one that's out of it now, so that's going to hurt him. Obviously, early on. Toddster, 2.2 behind these guys. 2.3. Yeah, so Pure Gold's kept his DRS here, so he's done good to fight that back. That's going to really help him out. That's going to keep him in this one big time. Crossy's going to struggle here to hold on to Spilly, and I think Spilly's going to want to get past and try and push hard, because we saw that after the pit stop there. Obviously, Spilly was looking pretty aggressive all over the back of him. Now, he's close again. Is he too close? Is this going to hurt his run down the straight? No, he's kept it nice. I think he's going to get it pretty good timing here. As soon as he flicks on the DRS, he's gone to the outside again. And that's a nice move there. And that's going to be held on. So 1.7 seconds up to Pure Gold now. Time to pull that one in. Pull the pin, Spilly. Move it up. You've got this going your way now after you've gotten past Crossy. So you've got to make the moves here. Pure Gold's still hanging over the back of Zach, and it's down to 0.4 again, so he's got something here as well, so that's not over. move from BK up on kick butt, and Plev's big lock up there, but he's looking to pull away on BK as much as he can while he's got the chance, because that's the pole position spot there. That's what's going to be fighting for. BK on those softs. Will that work well enough for him? Surely it will, with Plev's mediums already being 5 laps old. They're going to go to 8, or I think by the end of the lap it'll be like 9 laps by the end of that. I think he pitted on lap 4. But yeah, so Spilly hasn't pulled it in yet, and Pure Gold's just sitting comfortably. I don't think you see him make a move, but then again, you do have to make that move. Obviously, you don't go, I'm going to get a good drive down the back straight, down the Camel straight, and then sit there. You're going to make it work between the two of you, like we saw earlier. But Spilly's trying to bolt on Crossy here, so he's falling back into the clutches of Toddster as well. And for Spilly's sake, he's going to want to hope that Crossy can hang on there, because I think I think that the sprint race is going to change the championship up here. I think you're going to see someone. He is listening to you, Racer. He is. He's under a second as well, and I don't think, unfortunately for him, it's not going to get much better than 8th spot, with barring an accident or a safety car. But I think this is it. 2-horse race for the victory here. Zach Crichton versus Pure Gold. Breno has retired now. Is that in a bad spot? He's pulled into the pits and retired. Very nice. Unfortunate though for Breno, but also nice etiquette to pull into the pits before retiring, which is what we like to see when it is happening. So I'm just going to check some warnings out here. Bear with me. 1 warning for Zach on that first lap with them. 2 warnings for Pure Gold, but no penalties affecting. 2 warnings for Spilly. Warning and a 5-second time penalty for Crossy. I've got a feeling that's a speeding in pit lane penalty. I'm just going to double check that one. Proximity Ross, James Cruz, and Crossy. So there you go. That's going to hurt him big time there. That could drop him back to 6th. No, it could drop him back to 7th actually. And more than likely will. So they've sort of spread out there. Obviously, Wafer is still in DRS, but Crossy's... I think Crossy was actually further back than that last lap. I'm not too certain. Something wrong with my eyes half the time. I am not yawning. I'm not tired. Don't know what you're talking about. So, 2 laps ago, we start the penultimate lap here. Big lock up from Zach. Are we going to see some... bit of mind games here from Zach? Is he going to want to lose the position this lap so they can get a nice run up where we're going now, down onto the straight, and get him back next lap? Because unfortunately James has DNF'd. I'm not sure if whereabouts that was, or if it's in the pits. I can't see any sort of marker. It was sector 1. Yeah, no, I can't see. Something's happened to Plevs again there, because BK's up into 8th and Plevs is down to 13th. Did anyone see it on the map at all? Sorry, once again. Kickbutt's actually up into 8th now. Has BK got some damage? We've seen BK, I believe we've seen BK and Plevs tangle before. I think it was in Baku. Kickbutt's doing a nice job on the mediums there to fight with BK. So, I definitely saw that as well. A move for the lead. Pure Gold goes into it like I predicted. Zach has probably just let him go past so he can stick on his rear. Thing is, if you're close enough through here, like we're seeing with Zach here, if he's close enough through this sector and he gets a good enough drive onto here, which he hasn't, I don't think he's got a good enough drive. He's losing out time. This is where races can be won and lost into this last chicane. It's just one of those things. So keep an eye out here as we see these two start the final lap of the race. will Zach push Pure Gold into a mistake as well and get another warning so that make it easier on him? Who knows? 0.6, nearly 0.7 is the gap. We're looking like it's going to be coming down to the wire here. I think Pure Gold's done pretty well. It's not safe, but it's safe enough, this gap, I think. I think he's going to hang on to it. For now, he does. He gets a nice turn in there as well. What's Zach looking like? Let's go on board with Zach as he fights for this one from behind. We don't do too much on board stuff when I am the cameraman, so let's watch this one go. But no, that's probably a good call. Yeah, I think you're right on that, hey. Something's happening with Wafer as well, because he's dropped back about 1.2 seconds. Obviously, him and Schmidt were fighting it out there as well. I think Pure Gold might hang on to this one. I think this will be his second win of the season if he does. You can never... Oh, Zach's had a big moment there. Is that it? He's still hanging close here. He wants a good run through here. He's going to be pushing the absolute limit. I think Pure Gold's done enough. We're going to see one last dance surely here from Zach. I reckon he goes to the outside. Yeah. He's hung it around. Oh, he gives him space. They've touched. Pure Gold's won that one. Zach with a nice little burnout as well. But that's cracking racing between the two of them and very nice. They gave each other enough space there. Kick butt. So Crossy's going to drop down there. Oh, side by side across the line from Schmidt and Wafer. BK dives kick butt into the last thing. This is for pole position in the next race. Is there penalties to be accounted for here? BK holds it. Pole position for BK for the sprint race. Unfortunate for kick butt there. But Proximity Ross as well. Congratulations to... yeah. Let's rewind. Okay. Wow, congratulations to Plebs there for his 10th spot. He picked up a point after everything that went on there. VSR Roscoe in 11th. Unfortunate for Proximity Ross, he finished 12th there. He did come along across the line in 10th. As I did see. But unfortunately a penalty has dropped him back out of the points there. And we got Dre and Alex, gold gloves as well. All three of them had moments in that race. Stone Tower, something happened to him, obviously. I think he might have been like that resulted by the pit stops. Obviously, he did have to stay out an extra lap, so maybe his tyres were just dead by the end of that one. Wait, I'm confused. Why has he ruined it? So, a nice win there for Pure Gold. I also like what the drivers have done. Obviously, I won't make anything political here, but just from what I could see there. So, Pure Gold hangs on to that one and gets the fastest lap. So, that's some extra points. So, fastest lap, pole position, I believe as well. So, he's already on 31 points. This is what we saw Zozo do last week. In that first sprint race, just clean the board with all the points. So now it's not going to be very easy to beat Pure Gold here in terms of getting the weekend results. So Pure Gold, Zach Crichton second, Spilly third, Toddster fourth, Jay Schmidt fifth, Crossy sixth, Gaming Wafer seventh, BK in eighth, Kickbutt Kiwi ninth, Plebs in 10th. How good is my memory? Someone else in 11th. I can't remember. I'll look through the right. Was it Roscoe? I think it's Roscoe. And then I think it was Proximity Ross in 12th. So, it's looking cloudy. It's looking very cloudy. we've seen on numerous occasions now that the conditions in these absolutely play a part. They're taking a bit of time here. A few of the drivers liking to... Alright, we're in... Pretty soon there's another warm-up lap for this, eh? Yeah. So, BK on pole, Gaming Wafer in second, Crossy in third, Jay Schmidt fourth, Toddster fifth, Spilly sixth, Zach Crichton in seventh, Pure Gold in eighth, Kickbutt Kiwi ninth, Plebs 10th, Roscoe Arm 11th, Proximity Ross 12th, Dre in 13th, Alex 14th, Gold Gloves 15th, 16th, Stone Towel 17th, to Lunacy 18th, Iceman, Breno in 19th, and James heading up that rear of the grid. From what I can see here, obviously we saw that Wafer still had a fair bit of pace there, picked up that penalty. He's going to start further up than where he actually finished. Same with Crossy. But I think it's going to be a good race here. I think it's going to be fairly balanced. Obviously, we saw that a few drivers did have some pace, didn't quite get up to where they wanted to. And then you've got the likes of Plebs as well. Obviously, he was on a different strategy last time. It didn't work out for him. Obviously, got caught up early on in some shambles. Also, I love that I've figured this out because I'm so dumb in every other race. I keep the spectator menu open. Cool, how good am I? So, look at that. You can see way more of the screen. You can see that hill. You can see the fence. Oh my god, you can see the track now. My prediction for this one is that I think Crossy's going to win it. I think Crossy's going to win. I want to see BK get a podium here. I want to see BK take home some good points. Do me proud, son. Use that strategy that you clearly did on purpose to get pole position for this race. This is your moment to shine, son. It's how it goes. Smash it out, mate. Apart from my fanboying of BK on pole position there, Wafer also had some pace, so honestly, it's too hard to predict, but if I predict it, I'll probably get all three right. Crossy on the podium, Toddster on the podium, and I think that the other one is probably... I want to go outside the box and say something, but I think Spilly's going to come through here and get on the podium as well. We'll see. We'll see. Racer has gone with... He's gone with Banana's prediction from last race. Unfortunately, we didn't see that come off, but he's gone with P1 Banana, P2 Banana, P3 Banana. Yeah, that is correct. Alright, so here we go. Give me my good camera. All of the red lights are on. All of the red lights are off. And away we go here. And looks like a good start from the outside there from... What car is that? That is Gaming Wafer. He's tried to hold it there. Once again, looks like everyone is through without anyone spinning there. I think you're going to see someone crash here. Oh, we've seen... That's Zach very wide there. And Plev's got a good run on him. On the outside, he might jump a few there. Crossy third. BK holding that line. And to be honest, I think Wafer nearly could have got the move done there, but he was a bit worried, so... So the front six, all the same at the moment. Wafer down the inside, he's going to go in too deep there. BK, very nice. He sweeps on back through. And the two Salvers still fighting out third and fourth there. They've swapped positions now. Schmidt up into third. Crossy down to P4. So, Zach Crichton, unfortunately, down to P9. For his own standards, that's not good. He looks like he's... obviously, we've got a big group here. Where are we at? I think it's a group of 11. Which is what we want to see here. We want to see some overtakes. We want to see some shit go down. Alcatraz, nice to see you joining us. Hopefully we'll see a nice little race here for you. What are your predictions? Without choosing the same as everyone else and saying that Banana's going to win the whole race, because although I find it hard to believe that it will happen, you just never know. Banana P21 this race, I believe. Unless someone gets disqualified, then I'll give you P20. So, everyone bunched up still. This is going to be, I think this is going to be wild coming down this straight this time. Still no DRS, as usual. As usual, as every race before there's 3 laps in. Wafer looks like he's got company here with Schmidt. Jesus Christ, he's got a good run there, Wafer. I thought he was in trouble from Schmidt. Apparently not. He's going to try and send it around the outside of Wafer. That's a bad view. I don't want to watch that. I'll go back to Wafer there. These guys are all bunching up a lot here. And we've got a yellow in the background. I'm just going to double check. That's Stone Towel around there. Not sure who he's made contact with. Unfortunate for him. Now, there is a group of 7. Kick Butt Kiwi obviously been fighting with Zach hard here. And this is the same thing we saw last time. Zach got held up early on, didn't get on with the group, and then he just didn't have a chance at making a good result out of that sprint race last time. I can't remember where he got. He probably still did get a good result, but wasn't enough to fight for that win. But we're all looking pretty smooth here at the front. Some fast drivers here, and BK's keeping it pretty clean. He's running good rhythm as well. So that'll be interesting to see what happens here in terms of weather and tyre, degradation and stuff. Sprint race is renowned for drivers pushing early, trying to get ahead. This is a track where you just can't do that unless you get it 2 drivers behind you making moves on each other, making contact and fighting for that position. It's very hard to pull away. So we're still, Todd's a little bit sideways there. Zach's going to have to make a move here. Plebs is going to follow him through, I reckon. We're going to see a move here. We're going to see a move. DRS open. I think we're going to see both of them go for it. Schmidt to the inside. And Todsler up into P4 as well. Gets the move done very cleanly there. Zach does get the move done. Plevs, unfortunately not. And he's just clipped the grass. How unfortunate for Plevs. That's scary. So after that, Wafer leads from Schmidt and BK. I'm not sure if I called Wafer and Schmidt teammates. Probably did. Now, Zach only 1.3 behind already after that. That is crazy. Matt / Plebs has had enough, I think. He's just called it quits there. He's not going to be happy with that. Obviously not picking up... he's picked up 1 point in that first race, but he's not going to pick up any in this one. So that's a big shame for him there, unfortunate. And these two are pulled away now. BK looks like he might be the sitting duck. Maybe his pace wasn't as strong as I thought. This is falling into the hands of Schmidt and his championship battle here. The longer these guys get held up, especially obviously Toddy and Spilly, and they're going to go at it. You can see it here. Oh, they're all close. BK is just road blocking. Toddy tries an audacious move and it's almost gone wrong. Jesus Christ. And he's lost out there to Spilly. Oh, not yet, but far out. In deep. In very deep. But it's going to be a better run from him. They're going to go side by side down here. As well as Pure Gold and Zach Crichton behind. So Zach's done a great job there. He's pulled up onto these guys, obviously battling. And he did get the move done as well. So those two out in front now, 2 seconds ahead of this group. Crossy going around the outside of BK. He looks like he's going to get that one done. Is Toddy going to send it? Toddy sends it. Keeps his nose clean. BK left him good amount of racing space there. Obviously, as long as you leave enough space. And that's very close to contact between the two. And it's allowed Spilly to shove his nose up the inside. Unfortunately, didn't get it. Zach moves to the inside there of Spilly. I've gone the wrong way with the controls. He didn't get the move done. But these guys are all fighting again. Crossy's gotten through now. Crossy could be the man to bring these guys all back to glory here. Yeah, that's exactly right, Alcatraz. Obviously, you can't update on Banana Cake Pie's food situation. He has got some Chinese food now. So, I want to hear what dish he's eating. I'm sure he's probably got a couple. But I want to hear what it is. The gap, 1.4. Crossy's the man. He's pulling it back. BK, he needs to stay in that DRS. It's going to be very close here. No, he's done enough. He's done enough for this lap anyway. For the sake of it, I think Schmidt's going to want to try and dive Wafer at some point here. We're 5 laps, just starting the 5th lap, sorry. So 4 laps in. But it's looking like it's going to be a nice little battle here. I think we're going to have more than 2 cars right at the end of it. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what we see right now. That's wide from Schmidt, but he does hang on to it there. Nothing like a bit of track extending to save your life. Toddster around the outside. He's got DRS, and this time he gets the move done. BK looking to defend from Spilly. They're side by side. Bit of contact, bit of rubbing, but all nice. All is fair in... Oh, Jesus. That's not fair, though. And that's a big crash. That's going to be some sanctioning right there. That is 100% Toddster's fault. You can't be moving across like that. Yeah, that is very, very hard on Spilly, who's fighting for the championship with him. So that might be a few race points, penalty points there. So, and obviously the man that's hurt the most is BK. Very unfortunate. Always gets caught up in these sort of things. I feel sorry for you, mate. Just keep plucking away. But Jesus Christ, that's a crash and a half. Spilly looks like he's got some damage there as well, so that's ruined his race. And that's going to hurt the championship for him. It's only going to help out Schmidt here, and I assume that Toddy will probably end up with some sort of penalty from that. Zach has been helped out by that. We've got a yellow in Sector 2. I cannot see the car that is actually around. Doesn't look like anyone really is. Alex with a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. It's gone from bad to worse now for BK. He's pitted, obviously, to get those. Oh, yeah, fair enough. I get that. I feel that frustration there for the Campos car and the Campos team again. When will their luck arrive? Zach Crichton with a 3-second penalty there. And that is for extending at the top of the hill, at the top of Radion. A nose in there for... Actually, Schmidt's already passed him. What am I talking about? A nose there for Wafer to try and get the position back. This is going to help Crossy out, and Toddster's right on the rear of Crossy now as well. So what are you guys saying? We've seen some comments there. Eggs. BK showing the right way to lead the session. Exactly. And you know who he learned that from, Alcatraz? He learned that from you when he was commentating. What race was it? I can't remember. Canada? No. Was it Canada? No. What was the race? I don't know. In the Global Series. He learned that from you. At the front, 0.6 seconds between Schmidt and Wafer. We've got, what, 3 and a bit laps to go here. Crossy pulling him in as well. So this is going to be close. We've got drivers coming from every angle here. It's not over yet. Certainly not over. It's 1.2 seconds now, and that's the biggest gap between the cars in that top 5. Unfortunately, Spilly there has started losing positions with that damage, and he might not pick up any points at all here. Yellow flag, sector 1, and that is Spilly, and I'm guessing that's an attempt at a retirement, and only an attempt. That car is Wedjo. So Toddster up into P3. Obviously some post-race stuff going to happen here, I believe, but on track he's still going to be battling for this, and obviously either way, we know Zach's got a 3-second penalty. We know that this isn't over between the two, as there's a bit of ghosting there, and hopefully we don't see any of that when they're fighting together. Yeah, that's right, it was Bahrain. Thank you. Your prediction is looking good. Mine is not, because Spilly is dead. He's being killed. My other two are looking alright, I believe. I think I said Schmidt and Crossy. I don't know. Oof, I don't know what that was weaving was for there. Yellow in sector 2, and that is Spilly again. Yeah, the damage is just too much at this point. So I think this is going to come down. I'm going to make a call here. What do you guys feel with... What are we at? With two laps left to go. We've got 5 cars, nearly all within a second of each other now. And if Toddster can pull this gap in just enough here, he might get DRS at the bottom of this hill. Oh, it's going to be close. He hasn't got it. That's going to hurt him. But with 1 lap to go, I think we're going to see a good battle here between the 5 of them. I'm going to go on board. Oh, Zach might make a double move here. I don't know who to watch. I'll watch this view. You'll see it both. There you go. So Wafer goes to the inside. He looks for the move. He looks like he's going to get it done. In the background, do we see any move from Zach Crime? We don't. Crossy right on the back of Toddster now. And that is the fight for the last spot on the podium. Still all bunching up. Unfortunately, Proximity Ross in the back has gone. Plev's car still driving around. We do know that. Points on the cards here for Roscoe Arm still. He could get another set of points in this race. Keep that streak going of consistent points. Not many points in those races, but consistent points. And that is what is helping him off the bottom of the leaderboard for the Constructors' Championship. So, every gap under a second now. Toddster, 0.8, down to 0.7 behind Schmidt. 0.6 between him and Gaming Wafer. It's gone up a little bit there, so Schmidt's not had a great run through those corners. Who is going to look menacing here? I'm not ignoring your comments, Racer. I have to keep refreshing my thing to get them up, and I keep missing them. But yes, BK, brilliant commentator. We see him every week now, towards the end of the week especially. I'm pretty certain that's all he's got is the global tier 1. But some brilliant commentating there. That's where I learned a thing or two with my commentating. Now, there is no DRS again for Todster here down the back straight. Is that going to hurt him? Zach all over the back of Crossy as well. We're going to look at that in the background here as Schmidt moves to the outside. He's going to commit. Wait, what? What have I just witnessed? Why has Wafer's car got softs on? He was not on the softs. What? Pitted? I'm having issues here with my brain. There's no way he's pitted. I've been watching this whole race. Yep, cool. That is speed hacks right there. Hacking 101. I've clicked the wrong thing off. Pure gold 3 second time penalty. That won't hurt him too much. Zach oars up into P4 as well. So what will we see here? We will go on board with Wafer. We'll do the same as what we did with Zach. A better run from Schmidt there through here, but Wafer definitely close enough to make a move. He's closer than Zach was. Will he go to the outside as well? These guys wouldn't have seen the battle between those two coming into the last corner, so will they try something different? Is he too close for now? Oh, they almost made contact. Schmidt going to hold the inside line. Where's the move going to come for Wafer? He's locked up. Schmidt's gone in deep. Wafer's going to look for the cutback out of the final corner, but he's not going to get it. Schmidt is going to win the sprint race here. P3 will go to Todster on track. Crossy will be P4. Zach Crichton P5. Pure Gold P6. Iceman in P7, so some points for him. Kick Butt Kiwi is going to hang on to P8 there. Unfortunate for Roscoe, he did not get any points. The Promo boys not going to be happy with their races today. That was unfortunate for them. We've got a few cars a little bit further back, obviously, as well. But there you have it, and an almighty scrap between Alex and Gold Gloves. Alex and who was he fighting with? Across the finish line there. Stone Towel. So, what will we see from the weekend here? I think we're still going to see, obviously, Pure Gold take that weekend victory. Who else was on the podium with him? Zach was second, and P3 was it Crossy or Spilly? I can't remember. I think it was, I don't know. I'll go skip that so I can see what's going on here. I'll try and get some of the boys in for a post-race interview, but let's see what we've got here. So for the weekend results, Pure Gold takes that 35 points. Zach Crichton in second with 26. Schmidt moves himself up onto the podium there with the win in that last race, so in the sprint race, with 25. Todster fourth on 22, but we'll soon see what happens there. Spilly is going to drop further behind here. He will now be 17 points behind Todster, and he will be 10 points behind Schmidt. So Schmidt's going to be 7 points behind Todster as things stand, but it's looking like it's all on at the moment. There's plenty to play with here. And also, another thing I'm just going to say, Pure Gold's going to put himself back in this championship fight as well with that result. He did drop back last week, but 35 points, very nice from him. So I will just go through and invite some to the lobby. Who's the other person? Schmidt. Cool. We will bear with me for 2 seconds.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Going on.
Harrison. Mate, those wheel settings.
Mate, I'm telling you, as soon as I changed and I've got like a lot quicker.
Alrighty. So I'll get things underway here. I will go with Harrison there, Pure Gold, for the weekend win and a dominant performance there, taking home maximum points in that first feature race. But yeah, just tell us how that race went for you.
Yeah, well, I guess I got pretty lucky that the lobby died because I was like P6 after the first quali.
Yeah,
then
you
I ended up getting pole position, so I went like 7/10 faster, so I can't play with that. But no, it was alright. I think me and Zach got the field, and then we were just kind of having our own battle. I wasn't sure if I should have gone for that move on the second last lap, but I'm like, I backed myself in that middle sector that I could, try and give Zach a bit of dirty air, and then get a good run through there. But yeah, pretty happy with that first feature race, and then the sprint race was, I don't know, it was a bit so-so, but that's alright. Got good points from the feature race.
Yeah, and obviously, like you were saying, I did say whether Zach would try some bit of mind games there and drop behind you for that last lap, because that run down the Kemmel Straight, you see the toe with the DRS and stuff, and obviously it is a bit of an easy pass if you are close enough, but you held on well and you had a nice run out of that first corner and up the hill, so you hung on there. And then obviously we saw side by side through those last the last chicane there, and good racing between the two of you. Obviously gave each other enough space. There was a little bit of contact, but hey, that's exactly what you expect from something like that. But very nice racing between the two of you. And Zach, I just want to get your point of view on that race and how you felt about that one.
Yeah, that race was really fun. So we both just try to pull away and have our own little battle, which we did. And then I think 3 laps to go, I was still leading, and I was kind of hoping that Harrison was going to pass me, which he did, but then I couldn't kind of stay with him close enough. Then I was like, oh geez, alright, well there goes the Kemmel Straight option, so now it's going to have to be into the bus stop. And was gaining, and I was like, oh, I'll send it, because why not? Like, I just got to try. It's just how I am. And then managed to get around the outside. Then I was a bit too nice to Harrison on that final turn, but we got the 1-2, so
yeah,
it was a great battle. It was good fun.
That's it. And I just want to get your opinion as well on what you saw, because I know you, I switched to it like pretty much perfect timing there. The incident between Spilly and Toddster, and then obviously that involved BK, but you had a nice little view there. I think both of you actually did at that point. But yeah, did you see anything go wrong in front? Did you...
I saw BK get right out of shape, and then I think Toddy lost the back end, and then he collided with Spilly, and then Spilly spun, and then I think BK spun. Then I managed to dodge Spilly, but then hit BK and got like slight front wing damage, but managed to survive somehow. I don't know how, because I hit him pretty hard. But yeah, I had a great view there. It was pretty hectic there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that'll be interesting to see. And I'll move on to Schmidt as well now. But congratulations, Zach, on P2 for the weekend, I believe, and P2 in the feature race. So Schmidt, obviously taking home the win there in the sprint race, as well as pulling in points on the championship there with Toddster, and obviously the unfortunate accident there with Spilly as well. But yeah, just... run us through how both races went for you, obviously, and just what kind of how you felt about that one.
I think that one shot, I think I was starting 4th the first one. I buggered up my second one, ended up starting 9th, which was not very good. So by the time me and Toddy made it through, I think there was a bit of a gap and we were off the train. When the pit stops come around, I had to pit a lap later just because Crossy was pitting, which he's got all right too. He was the leading car on our team, so I lost more time to that. But then fortunately, I think I kept it clean. There was a few penalties. I could get it back up to 5th over the line. And then in the sprint race, I noticed there was a big gap. I thought I was rapid, but turns out I wasn't. There was an incident. So that definitely helped us. But no, I had a really good battle with Wafer, that one. So, no, it was really good. And we'll see what happens if Toddy gets reported. That might work in my favour. I don't want to try and win it on incidents.
Yeah, well, that's it, obviously. It's certainly shaken things up. I did say there was only 10 points between the three of you going into that into this race weekend, and obviously the gap between you and Toddster has closed down now. But yeah, so great racing from you guys, and obviously we saw some stuff going on there in terms of working together with other drivers to pull away, which was exactly what you expect from something like that. I think in the first race there was 3 groups of 2 cars trying to pull each other in and work together. I know, like you said, Schmidt, you and Toddster were trying to work together there, and unfortunately you had to pit a lap later, and that didn't help you out because you lost that toe. But a great race in both races there, all coming down to sort of the last lap, and very, very interesting stuff. So congratulations, guys, and I'll wrap things up there. So thank you for joining me for the race tonight, everyone. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the involvement from the spectators. So thank you, and we will be back for round 10 next week. My name is Kevin Texas, and I will see you then.